Hello everyone, and today we are going to be going over Nintendo Switch 2 launch titles, games that will be releasing alongside the Nintendo Switch 2, and we are going to be going over absolutely everything. The games that are confirmed to be launching with Switch 2, the games that are most likely launching with Switch 2, and the games that are a little bit far-fetched but could possibly be launching with the Nintendo Switch 2. Before we jump into the video, please consider subscribing if you do enjoy this type of content because I put a lot of work into it. You can always unsubscribe if you don't enjoy the content in the future, and let's jump into the video. While there are very few titles that we know will launch with the Nintendo Switch 2 and can 100% confirm will, there are some that we absolutely know will, and starting that off with Mario Kart. Now, first of all, we know that Mario Kart was shown off in the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal trailer, and obviously it was a new Mario Kart, you literally can't deny this, but we also know that Nintendo's best-selling Nintendo Switch game was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and obviously if they're going to want to sell this new console, they will launch it with a new Mario Kart and make that the next best-selling game for this console. Now obviously this Mario Kart game, we don't know much about it, we don't know the name even, but we do know that this next Mario Kart game will absolutely be a launch title. You really can't deny it, and it makes sense because it has been a while since the last Mario Kart installment. Now this next one is a little bit weird considering that it is a Nintendo Switch game that will also be on Nintendo Switch 2, and I'm talking about Metroid Prime 4. Now the reason I say that this will be a launch title is not because it'll launch the day of Nintendo Switch 2, but I think it will be heavily involved with the launch of Nintendo Switch 2, and there's one particular reason why I believe this, and that is because of the Nintendo Switch 2 mouse Joy-Con mode. Now we can see this obviously teased in the trailer. I don't think anyone denies that this is being teased. Everyone agrees on this pretty much. And when we look at this, we can see like, oh, what game are they gonna possibly show off this new feature with? And unless they pull a 1-2 switch thing, it's some stupid game where it just shows it off. If they actually want to show this off, they'll show it off with Metroid Prime 4. If you think about this, it's the most logical thing. It's obviously going to be used for this. It's a first-person shooter. I mean, it literally is the perfect game to show off this new mouse feature, and this is why I think it'll be heavily involved with the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, and I would say this is absolutely confirmed to be launching around the Nintendo Switch 2 and to be part of the launch of Nintendo Switch 2. Like I said, there are very, very few Nintendo Switch 2 launch games that are absolutely confirmed, and really those are the only two. But this next section is the games that we pretty much know will, but there is also some speculation, and sometimes we can think that maybe it might be like a few months after Nintendo Switch 2's launch, but these are ones that are much more likely, and these are not ones that are far-fetched. That is for later in the video. Now, I'm sure if you've watched very many Nintendo YouTubers, you've heard of the new big 3D open world Mario game. And obviously, this is very heavily leaked, and there's a lot of leaks from trusted leakers coming in for this game. And also, it just makes sense because we haven't got a 3D Mario game since Mario Odyssey, which was also, like Mario Kart, released during the beginning of Nintendo Switch 2's lifespan. So obviously, this is going to be a game somewhat near the launch, or maybe a launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2. But obviously, this one is in the section of not a confirmed one because it could be literally 3 months after Nintendo Switch 2's launch. I personally believe that this game is going to release a little bit after Nintendo Switch 2 is launched, so I don't think it'll be, day one of Nintendo Switch 2 launch, it'll be a game that you can buy, but I think 2 or 3 months at least away from Nintendo Switch 2's launch, it will most likely be alongside that. But it also could be launched day one with the Nintendo Switch 2. Like I said, we have literally no official information on this other than leaks, so that is why I put it in the likely but also not confirmed category. Animal Crossing, guys, come on, Animal Crossing has to be a launch title. We've waited so long since the last game, and also consider the fact that it sold super well. It was very well selling. It might have been because of the pandemic, and that's basically why I bought it, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I really want this game. I need another Animal Crossing. It'll look so good. They could up the graphics and make it so more realistic. I know it's not supposed to be super realistic. Don't take it that far. But I mean, like, it could be so good. Like, they could make this game so good. Bigger island because of the more powerful Nintendo Switch 2. Like, I don't know, just Whatever, Kirby. We all know Kirby's next game has to be soon. It's been a while since Forgotten Land, and we know that the next 2D or 3D game has got to be soon. And I believe this absolutely could be a launch title, or a title that launches around the Nintendo Switch 2's launch. And like, this one really is probably one of the highest ones up on my list, because with the success of Forgotten Land, they most likely are taking that into consideration and working on the next Kirby game that is going to be a lot bigger, possibly even an open world. This next one is a little bit weird because I'm not exactly 100% sure that this is going to be, you know, day one launch, or if this is going to be one that they launch later. So it may not even be a launch title. But when it comes to Nintendo consoles, they like to launch them with Zelda games. I mean, they just like to do this. And what better game would it be than an Ocarina of Time remake? A fully remade game, beautiful game on this new console. I think it would make it sell better. People love this game. It's super high rated. It's loved. I think it would be great. But also, we only have leaks to support this, so it's not confirmed. For the last one in this category, I'm just going to say it. It's Smash Bros. We haven't had this for a while, okay? It was at the beginning of the Switch, but also they like to take their time on this type of game. I don't see it as coming with the Switch 2. I do not see this as a launch title, but also it is very possible. Like I said, it's not like it's a low percent. It has a pretty high percent chance of them doing it, but I personally just don't think so. So that's why I put at the end of this. But, you know, maybe we could see it in a direct after April 2nd's direct, like the next Nintendo Switch 2 direct. I don't know. These next games are going to be a little bit less likely, about as likely as you getting a girlfriend. But these games are going to be ones that are most likely not going to be launch games, but games that we probably will get on Switch 2, just not at the beginning. You guys know we have to start off with Splatoon 4. I've said this in a video. I literally made a whole video about this. We are probably not getting it for another 2 to 3 years. But also, I think that, you know, hey, I'll throw in the 1% possibility we get a Splatoon game, you know, spin-off, or possibly like an update for Splatoon 3. Splatoon 3 Deluxe, you know, better graphics and better speeds, and like maybe a small update or something. Like, I don't know, but I have to throw out Splatoon somehow. I mainly am a Splatoon YouTuber. I have to throw it out there. And then there's the very low possibility of us getting a 3D Mario Maker. I mean, it's not happening. Give your hopes up. They're not going to give us what we want. And if I'm wrong, I don't know. You guys will make me do something terrible on my next stream. I guarantee it. But, you know, whatever. I don't think I'll be wrong. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. I did not mention any Pokemon or Xenoblade games because I really don't know much about those, and I don't care about Pokemon. You know, I'm sorry if I'm offending people, but I just personally do not care about it. But that's pretty much everything. If you watched it all the way to the end, thank you so much. Please consider liking, subscribing, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Later, guys.